Like me, do you love drawing houses? If you do, this video is going to give you 12 houses to draw, each with its own reference photo and a freehand ink demo of that photo being drawn for you then to have a go drawing yourself. And I've sifted through 1,400 of my videos on my channel to find these 12. You're seeing them drawn for you now. If you look at this video's description, there's a link to the post page where you'll find the 12 reference photos, and after that in the description there'll be a link to each of these 12 demos. So why not save this video right now so you don't lose access or easy access to both the photos and the demos. But before you click on that link, why not listen quickly to 10 reasons why houses are great subjects to draw? Reasons that are to do with how drawing houses particularly will grow your drawing skills both rapidly but also grow those skills over a wide area of techniques. And the first reason is simply that houses are easy to find. They're everywhere. They may change from country to country or even from town to town within the same country, but there are houses wherever there are people. We only have to go for a walk around our streets with our camera and we can end up with dozens of photos we can draw, and having a subject that we can pick up to draw whenever we have a moment that we can draw is an incredibly important part of learning to draw. The second reason is that houses are familiar. So we're used to looking at them, and that means that a lot of observation is already done for us. We know a lot visually about the subjects before we start, so it becomes easier then to see the particular details that we need to see in the particular way they're arranged at the angle of that particular house compared to a lot of other subjects. It gives us a bit of a head start with our observation skills, and that's always a good thing. Thirdly, houses are roughly geometric in most cases, fairly box-like, and that's great for getting experience in observing proportions and shapes and capturing those proportions and shapes in our drawing, particularly drawing directly with ink. And all of these demos are direct ink drawing, so they give a great demonstration of techniques to draw where we can't erase any marks at all. The fourth area is that houses have a lot of choice in detail that we can either simplify or draw. Now, in this case, clearly, I've chosen to draw a lot of the detail. But there is a lot of ability in a house to greatly simplify, still capture the fundamental feel of that house. And this skill of simplifying or not simplifying, and if we don't simplify how we draw the detail, is a really important one to develop. So houses give us a very straightforward subject to do that with. Fifthly, houses often go with foliage, and foliage is often a troublesome area when we draw. So we don't want to have a very common subject, such as trees and shrubs and gardens, fall behind in our skill development. So if we draw houses and if we make sure we make an effort to include whatever different types of foliage are around it and to try and get a sense of the difference, then we're not going to have that weak spot, which may in the future pull back on the visual impact of our house. The sixth thing that houses are really good for giving us when we learn to draw is surface detail, or texture as it's often called. In this house, we have the weatherboards, we have the corrugated iron on the roof, and we have the garden, the scrappy bits of garden in this little workers' cottage in the front. We get practice at doing these surface details and developing whatever way with whatever level of detail we want to use to capture them. The seventh area is perspective. With houses, they're buildings, we clearly get a lot of practice with perspective. Well, not so much in this one, which is a one-point perspective straight on view. But we should make sure we take our reference photos of houses from all angles so that we get practice at 2 and 3-point perspective as well. The eighth area that houses are great for is to practice drawing a sense of depth. I'm not sure it's actually as good in this one as in most of the others. But to get a sense of closer and furthest, this is a really important skill to develop whatever we're drawing. But with a house and with a yard and with a street, it's usually very clear for us when we look at our photo to understand where the depths are and how far back they go. And often a minimal amount of detail at each depth of plane that we have to draw somehow to make it feel like it sits further back than the closer parts. A house is a great way to learn this skill. And the ninth advantage of drawing houses is that there's endless variation. We have bricks, we have stones, we have rendered, we have tiles, we have corrugated iron, we have shingles, we have gardens in front, we have no gardens in front, we have paths and gutters, we have trees at the front, trees at the side, trees behind, we have fences of brick, fences of wood, we have lattice work, we have things on verandas, we have porches, we have all manner of chimneys, and there's gutterings and pavers and footpaths and all these things. These all extend us slightly as we look at the elements that we perhaps haven't drawn before. There are windows with different types of structure and construction. And all of these details have their own proportions that have to be scaled to fit into the overall proportions of our drawing. So the endless variation of the detail forces us to really develop our skills of observation and finding different marks for different things. And lastly, although again sadly not particularly in this drawing, houses are great for developing our hatching skills, because in most cases the hatching doesn't have to be a large part of the drawing, but we get to therefore in smaller scale things experiment with hatching in different directions. Is the hatching under the veranda of this cottage looking effective because I've done it vertically, or would it have looked better if it had been at say 60 degrees? When I draw houses, relatively small, fast subjects, I can always change the hatching direction on my next house and get a sense of what works best. And if this is a helpful video for you, please let me know in the comments, because I could in a couple of months make another one with 12 different videos of drawing houses. But for now, I'm going to leave you to click the first link and see the first demo and hopefully have a go at drawing it yourself. G'day, I'm Travers. I hope I've enthused you in some way to draw houses, particularly if you haven't always seen them as an exciting subject. Please hit that like button for me, and why not save this video to save all of those links and keep them in one handy place. But whatever you draw, make sure you have fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.